Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Imagine holding in your hand what seems like an ordinary 1981 $quarter coin from the United States, the kind you might toss into a vending machine or leave in your car's cup holder without a second thought. Yet this very coin has turned the numismatic world upside down and captured the attention of collectors and treasure hunters across the globe because one particular 1981 quarter has been valued at an unbelievable $18 million. Yes, $18 million for a single 25-cent coin, making it one of the most astonishing and legendary finds in American coin history. And today we're diving into the fascinating story, the hidden details, and the mysterious errors that transformed this seemingly common coin into one of the most valuable treasures ever discovered in U.S. currency. So buckle up and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around till the end because what you're about to hear might make you check your spare change with brand new eyes. The 1981 quarter, minted at the Denver Mint, was part of the Washington Quarter series that started in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, and while most quarters from 1981 are worth only their face value or slightly more depending on condition, this particular specimen stunned experts due to a series of unbelievable minting errors and anomalies that make it one of a kind. First, let's understand that 1981 quarters weren't even released for collectors in official mint sets that year, so most circulating examples were meant strictly for everyday use, making pristine or unusual specimens extremely rare. The coin in question was discovered accidentally by a retired machinist who had kept a roll of quarters since the early 1980s and only recently decided to have them appraised. When experts examined one of the quarters under magnification, they noticed multiple irregularities that defied logic. The first and most striking feature was the double strike error, where the coin appeared to have been struck twice with a slight rotation, causing George Washington's profile to show a faint ghost image just behind the main portrait, an error that occurs when a coin fails to eject properly between strikes. This double strike was perfectly aligned in such a way that it gave the coin an almost three-dimensional holographic appearance, something that numismatists had never seen so vividly on a quarter. But the mystery didn't stop there. Further examination revealed that the coin's metal composition did not match standard 1981 specifications. Regular quarters from that year are made of a copper-nickel clad composition, but metallurgical analysis showed that this particular 1981 quarter had traces of silver in its outer layer, suggesting that a leftover silver planchet from the pre-1965 era, when quarters were still 90% silver, might have been mistakenly used. A nearly impossible event in modern minting operations but not entirely unheard of in transitional years or during rare production errors. This combination of a double strike and a composition anomaly sent shockwaves through the collecting community, as no other documented example with this exact pairing has ever been found. As experts debated whether it was genuine or an elaborate counterfeit, extensive testing confirmed that everything, from the mint mark placement to the die alignment, was consistent with legitimate U.S. mint production. What elevated this coin even further was the discovery of a faint but visible die clash on the reverse side, where the outlines of Washington's head appeared subtly impressed onto the reverse design featuring the iconic eagle, a result of the dies striking each other without a planchet between them. These multiple minting mistakes occurring on the same coin created an absolutely unique combination that made collectors lose their minds. When the coin finally went to auction, it was expected to fetch maybe a few $1,000s due to its fascinating nature, but what followed was nothing short of historical. Bidding began modestly, but as major collectors and museums recognized the coin's authenticity and impossible rarity, the price skyrocketed, reaching into the millions within minutes. The final hammer price stunned everyone in the room, an unprecedented $18 million, officially recorded as one of the highest prices ever paid for any U.S. quarter. The buyer, whose identity remains confidential, reportedly said that owning this coin was like owning a miracle of American minting, a once-in-a-lifetime fusion of history, art, and error. Since that sale, the legend of the 1981 quarter has grown beyond numismatic circles, inspiring treasure hunters everywhere to start checking their change jars and old coin rolls, hoping to find another overlooked gem. Experts now advise collectors to pay close attention to the mint mark, strike clarity, rim thickness, and coloration of 1981 quarters, as even minor deviations could signal rare mint errors that may be worth thousands or even millions. Some documented varieties from the same year include off-center strikes, die cracks running across Washington's neck, and missing mint marks, each potentially valuable depending on condition and rarity, but nothing yet has come close to the sheer perfection of imperfection embodied by that $18 million specimen. It serves as a powerful reminder that history hides in plain sight and that something as common as a 25-cent piece can turn into a priceless artifact with the right combination of luck and error. Collectors emphasize that proper grading and authentication are essential before making any claims about rare finds, as counterfeits and altered coins flood the market, but reputable grading agencies like PCGS and NGC provide certification that ensures legitimacy, often multiplying the coin's value. Interestingly, the coin's incredible fame has even influenced the public perception of everyday currency, with more people now showing interest in coin collecting than in any time in recent memory, as social media platforms buzz with stories of ordinary people finding rare coins in their pocket change. Many call this the golden age of coin discovery, driven by viral posts and videos about coins worth fortunes. The 1981 D-Quarter's rise to stardom has inspired new documentaries, museum exhibitions, and numismatic research papers exploring how such an error could escape quality control at one of the world's most advanced mints. Some theorists suggest the coin may have been struck intentionally by a mint employee as a test piece, while others insist it's purely accidental, a product of misfed planchets and double die pressure in a rare set of conditions. Whatever the origin, its significance cannot be denied. It has become a symbol of hidden value, a literal piece of history that connects ordinary citizens to the vast narrative of American craftsmanship and chance. The coin's design itself adds to the allure, the stern yet noble face of George Washington on the obverse, paired with the soaring eagle on the reverse, both etched with detail that reminds us of America's pride and precision. In this case, however, those same designs twisted slightly under minting errors, creating a visual anomaly that made the coin more of a masterpiece than a mistake. People across the world now scrutinize their quarters more carefully, hoping to find even a trace of the same uniqueness, knowing that lightning rarely strikes twice but dreaming nonetheless. Coin experts also note that preservation plays a crucial role. The condition known as mint state dramatically increases value, so handling coins with gloves, avoiding scratches, and storing them in controlled environments can mean the difference between a few dollars and a small fortune. Stories keep surfacing of forgotten collections inherited from grandparents containing valuable varieties, proof that treasures can emerge from dusty drawers or old jars of coins gathered over decades. The 1981 D-Quarter's tale has therefore become more than just a numismatic event, it's a cultural phenomenon, sparking hope and curiosity among millions who now see coins as miniature lottery tickets of history. Even schools and museums have started using this story to teach lessons about economics, manufacturing, and the beauty of imperfection. In a world obsessed with digital transactions, this coin reminds us that tangible history still holds unimaginable worth. And so, as this extraordinary legend continues to circulate, it leaves behind one undeniable truth, that every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth millions. So, before you spend your next quarter, take a moment to look closer. You never know if that humble piece of metal might just be the next $18 million miracle waiting to be discovered. And if you enjoyed this story and want more incredible discoveries about rare coins and hidden treasures, make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned because you might just be holding history in your hands. 1 cent. Or in this case, $0.25, from 1981 D worth a jaw-dropping $18 million in big money history. Next 1989, $0.25 USA coin, everyone to another exciting and mind-blowing story from the world of rare coins, where small details turn ordinary change into life-changing treasures, and today's spotlight is shining on the 1989 $0.25 that has stunned collectors and historians alike by reaching a jaw-dropping estimated value of $12 million due to its incredible combination of minting errors, production anomalies, and unique historical circumstances that make it one of the most mysterious and fascinating coins ever discovered, a coin that proves that something as common as a quarter can hold unimaginable worth when the right mix of rarity, error, and condition align perfectly. The 1989 $0.25, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, was never intended to become a multi-million-dollar treasure, yet due to a series of rare mistakes during its production, it has captured the imagination of coin enthusiasts around the world, sparking debates, investigations, and excitement among numismatists who constantly search for hidden gems in everyday circulation. What makes this coin so special isn't just its date or its mint mark, but the sheer number of errors that appear to have occurred simultaneously, errors that are so unusual and so perfectly preserved that experts have classified this coin as one of the most extraordinary modern minting anomalies in U.S. history. Imagine holding a simple 1989 quarter that looks slightly off at first glance but under close inspection reveals layer upon layer of minting mysteries, a double die obverse that shows faint yet distinct doubling on the letters of Liberty and the date, a misaligned die strike that pushed part of George Washington's portrait slightly toward the rim, creating an unusual spacing and uneven edge, and subtle yet visible die cracks that run across the surface like tiny veins, signs of pressure and wear in the minting machinery that somehow combine to create a once-in-a-generation collectible. Many theories have circulated about how such a dramatic combination of errors could have occurred in a single coin, with some suggesting that a damaged die was reused beyond its recommended lifespan, while others believe that the coin was struck on an experimental planchet made of a slightly different alloy, which could explain the off-color tone and the slightly heavier weight that have been reported by professional graders who examined it. Incredibly, this coin's reverse also exhibits signs of a broad strike, where the outer collar failed to properly contain the metal during striking, causing the rim to expand outward and blur some of the details on the words United States of America and quarter dollar, yet the mint mark P remains sharp, adding an ironic contrast between precision and imperfection. It's these contradictions, the flawless preservation of certain details amid glaring minting flaws, that make the 1989 P quarter an object of fascination and a numismatic enigma worth its multi-million-dollar valuation. Collectors know that error coins can vary widely in value, but when multiple rare types of errors, such as a double die, off-center strike, and planchet anomaly, occur together in one coin that has survived in mint state condition, the result is beyond extraordinary. Experts estimate that fewer than a handful of such specimens might exist, and the verified example that surfaced in recent years has drawn enormous attention at private auctions and coin expos, where offers have reportedly exceeded $12 million, a sum that cements its status as one of the most valuable quarters in U.S. history. The reason behind such astronomical value isn't just rarity but also the human story and mystery surrounding its creation. The Philadelphia Mint, known for its precision, rarely releases major error coins into circulation, especially in the late 20th century when quality control had advanced significantly compared to earlier decades. That's why a 1989 P quarter with so many distinct and visible errors seems almost impossible, a coin that defied the odds, slipped through inspections, and found its way into the world, only to resurface decades later as a record-breaking collectible. Many numismatists have pointed out the irony that coins like this often start their lives unnoticed, passing through hands, cash registers, and pockets without anyone realizing the hidden fortune they hold until one careful observer takes a closer look and recognizes the telltale signs of minting anomalies. Some enthusiasts believe that this particular quarter may have been struck on a transitional planchet intended for another denomination, which would explain certain metallurgical inconsistencies observed under laboratory analysis. The surface of the coin reportedly exhibits microabrasions consistent with multiple die strikes, indicating it may have been struck more than once, either accidentally or as part of a mechanical jam in the press, leading to the distinctive overlapping images on Washington's profile and the lettering. Another fascinating aspect is the coin's coloration, a slightly different hue compared to standard clad quarters, leading to speculation that the outer layers of copper-nickel may not have bonded evenly with the core during minting, a flaw that only adds to its uniqueness. Even the smallest details, such as the spacing between letters and the thickness of the rim, appear to deviate subtly from normal 1989 P quarters, proving that every microscopic imperfection contributes to its legendary status. For collectors, the thrill of finding such a piece is indescribable. It represents not only immense financial value but also a tangible link to history, a reminder that even in an age of mass production, one machine glitch can create a masterpiece of rarity. The 1989 P. Quarter's journey from a simple coin press in Philadelphia to becoming a multi-million-dollar treasure is like a modern fairy tale for coin hunters, and it continues to inspire people to check their spare change, search through rolls of coins, and dream of uncovering their own hidden fortune. It's a phenomenon that has re-energized the coin-collecting community, drawing in new generations who see these stories go viral online and realize that incredible discoveries are still possible today. The intrigue around this coin has also fueled discussions about how such errors escape detection and whether similar pieces might still be out there waiting to be found. Some speculate that the 1989 production year saw a limited number of coins struck with experimental dies as part of a calibration phase, and a few of these flawed coins may have entered circulation before being noticed. Others think it was the result of die fatigue combined with a momentary lapse in mint oversight, which allowed a small batch of imperfect quarters to leave the facility unnoticed. The coin's high-grade condition further deepens the mystery. How did a circulation coin survive 3.5 decades without significant wear, maintaining its sharp details and lustrous finish? This has led to theories that it might have been set aside shortly after minting, either by a mint worker who noticed its odd features or by an early collector who recognized its uniqueness long before the rest of the world did. As stories of its discovery spread, collectors and investors alike have become captivated by its tale, with some even calling it the crown jewel of modern era coins. Beyond the physical mistakes, its emotional and cultural value continues to grow, symbolizing the unpredictable nature of history and luck. Every error tells a story, about human imperfection, about machinery pushed to its limits, about moments of chance where a small mistake turns into something priceless. The 1989 P. Quarter embodies all of that, becoming not just a piece of metal but a symbol of discovery, curiosity, and value hidden in plain sight. Experts continue to study its unique composition, with metallurgical testing suggesting subtle variations in the nickel-copper ratio that may have influenced its distinct color and magnetic response. This has prompted further speculation that the coin could have been part of an internal test batch for alloy consistency, making it not only an error coin but also a piece of minting history. Its surfaces also reveal die polish lines, tiny striations caused by maintenance on the dies, that intersect with the doubled features, proving that the doubling occurred before the final die polishing, a sequence that helps researchers reconstruct the coin's creation timeline. Every microscopic detail of the 1989 P. Quarter adds a new chapter to its legend, each imperfection a clue to its mysterious origins. Auction houses that have handled it describe intense bidding wars, with private collectors and museums vying to own what many call the rarest modern quarter ever struck. While most quarters are worth 25 cents, this one has transcended its face value to become a financial and cultural artifact, demonstrating how passion, rarity, and error can transform an everyday object into something worth millions. The coin's story continues to inspire a worldwide treasure hunt, as collectors examine every 1989 P. Quarter they find under magnifying glasses, hoping to spot that telltale doubling, misalignment, or unusual sheen that could signal another multi-million-dollar find. It's an obsession fueled by possibility, by the notion that hidden wealth may be sitting in someone's pocket or drawer right now, waiting to be recognized. Next, 1990 P. Quarter $USA coin. Imagine finding a simple coin in your change that could change your life forever, a small piece of metal that looks ordinary but hides a value that could buy a mansion, luxury cars, or even set you up for life, and that's exactly the unbelievable story behind the 1990 P. Quarter dollar from the USA. A coin that most people overlook without realizing it could be worth up to $8 million today due to its shocking rarity, minting errors, and the mysteries behind its production. So if you're someone who loves collecting coins or just curious about hidden treasures that could be sitting in your pocket right now, you might want to check your coins carefully because one of them could be your ticket to becoming a millionaire overnight. Yes, we're talking about the incredible 1990 P. Washington quarter, minted in Philadelphia. That has recently made headlines and gone viral across collector forums and auctions due to its unimaginable value, and it's not just about being old. It's about the small but powerful details that make it one of the rarest coins ever known in modern American numismatic history. The story begins with how this coin was struck, because during the 1990s, the U.S. Mint was transitioning between technologies, and many unexpected minting issues occurred. resulting in some quarters having rare anomalies like double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, or planchet errors that would later make them worth a fortune. Imagine finding a quarter with a mint mark that looks slightly misplaced, or a missing detail on George Washington's portrait, or the word Liberty slightly doubled under magnification. These are not just mistakes, they're the key to massive collector value, and the 1990 P series stands out because some of its examples were struck using leftover experimental dies, making a handful of them truly one of a kind. With only a few known to exist in pristine condition, now here's where it gets crazy. Because reports suggest that one of these quarters in nearly perfect mint state condition, graded MS-68 or higher, sold for astonishing sums that left the collector community in awe, some even comparing it to historical coin legends like the 1932 D Washington quarter or the 1916 Standing Liberty quarter, both of which are famous for their extreme scarcity, and yet the 1990 P managed to outshine many of them due to its combination of condition rarity and error type, one of the most eye-catching features reported on this coin is a rare misalignment in the lettering around the rim, especially the "In God We Trust" and "United States of America" inscriptions appearing slightly off-center, something that normally would disqualify a coin from circulation, but in the world of collectors, it boosts its desirability and skyrockets its price. And if your coin happens to have that kind of striking flaw along with a clean surface, no scratches, and full original luster, it could fetch anywhere from thousands to millions depending on the buyer and grading. And speaking of grading, this is where the real difference is made, because professional grading services like PCGS or NGC determine how valuable your coin is by examining every microscopic detail, and they've confirmed that high-grade 1990 P quarters are among the most sought after of their era. With auction records breaking expectations every single time one appears, it's not just luck though, it's the result of a perfect storm of rarity, history, and demand. Now think about it, a coin that originally had a face value of just 25 cents, minted in 1990, somehow becoming a multi-million-dollar piece of American heritage. That's the kind of story that captures everyone's imagination, and what makes it even more thrilling is that many of these coins are still in circulation today, hiding in old coin jars, drawers, or pocket change that people rarely check. So the next time you get a quarter back from a vending machine or store, don't just toss it aside, because that simple coin could be your lucky 1990 P treasure. Another major aspect that makes this coin so fascinating is the mystery surrounding its P mint mark, as the Philadelphia Mint was known for producing massive numbers of coins, but only a fraction of them ended up having the flawless strikes and rare die characteristics seen on this edition. Some experts even speculate that the dies used for certain runs were hand-polished or reworked, creating subtle variations invisible to the naked eye but highly prized by serious collectors. One rumor even claims that a few of these coins were struck on planchets meant for proof coins, making them ultra-rare hybrids that should not have existed, and those few that escaped into circulation have become legends among numismatists. Imagine being the lucky person who unknowingly spends or receives one of those quarters, never realizing its secret worth. Stories like that fuel the excitement and make people start digging through their old change collections, hoping to strike gold, or in this case, silver nickel, because the 1990 P quarter was composed of a copper-nickel clad over a pure copper core, but sometimes due to minting errors, planchets from different metal batches got mixed in, resulting in a heavier or lighter coin than usual. Those are the ones collectors pay huge money for, because they are not only rare but also physically distinct, making authentication easier. Another incredible detail is the sharpness of Washington's hair design, as some 1990 P quarters were struck with unusually strong pressure, resulting in a crisp and detailed portrait that stands out compared to normal circulation coins. Such die characteristics add further value and make them standout pieces during auctions, and we can't ignore the power of the collector market itself, because as online platforms, social media, and YouTube channels have made coin stories go viral, demand for rare pieces like the 1990 P quarter has skyrocketed, with new collectors entering the field every day, raising prices and pushing auction values to insane new levels. And when something trends online with claims of hidden million-dollar coins in your pocket, you can bet that interest and bidding wars will follow, which is exactly what happened here. The legend of the 1990 Quarter's $8 million valuation spread like wildfire after one coin with unique minting errors reportedly fetched a price no one thought possible. The viral moment created a wave of coin hunting enthusiasts across America and beyond, everyone wanting to be the next person to find a fortune in spare change, and that's the magic of numismatics. It turns everyday history into treasure hunting, each coin telling a story of its time, design, and errors that give it a character no machine can reproduce. The 1990 Quarter also marks a special era for U.S. coinage, as it bridges the late 20th century craftsmanship with the modern precision era, and any variation from that transitional period carries added significance. Collectors especially look for quarters that have minting anomalies such as missing reeded edges, weak strikes on one side, die cracks running across Washington's face or neck, or even rotated reverses where the eagle on the back is tilted from its usual alignment, and all of these have been reported on the 1990 P series, each one adding thousands or millions to the potential value. Imagine how incredible it feels to realize you own such a piece, to hold history and wealth in the palm of your hand, and the thrill of getting it authenticated and hearing the expert tell you its real worth. It's no wonder that stories of these coins continue to dominate social media feeds, news articles, and auction catalogs. The more people learn about them, the higher the intrigue grows, and for collectors, it's about more than money, it's about discovery, legacy, and passion for detail, because these rare coins remind us that even in mass production, accidents and uniqueness can create something priceless. So next time you check your coins, look closely at the date, the mint mark, the rim, the strike, the edges, the color, even the sound when you drop it on a hard surface, because your 1990 Quarter might not be an ordinary one, it could be a multi-million-dollar masterpiece waiting to be recognized. And that's the thrill that keeps the hunt alive. That simple 25-cent coin might just be your ticket to financial freedom. So if you enjoy stories like this and want to know more about coins that could make you rich, make sure to like and subscribe for more incredible discoveries and treasure stories that prove even the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprises, ending with the iconic 1990 USA quarter dollar whose face value is just 25 cents but whose worth has reached an astonishing $8 million in history. Truly big money hidden in plain sight. Next, 1986 quarter dollar USA coin. Everyone to another exciting and mind-blowing story that will leave you amazed and checking your pockets right after this video, because today we're diving deep into the mysterious and fascinating world of rare coins, and the one we're talking about today is none other than the 1986 quarter dollar that has stunned collectors, experts, and historians alike with its unbelievable worth of $16 million, a simple 25-cent coin that has turned into a treasure chest of fortune due to the astonishing minting errors and historical mistakes that transformed it from a regular pocket change into one of the most valuable coins ever known. And if you've ever thought that coins from the 1980s weren't worth much, this story will change your mind forever, because the 1986 quarter carries secrets that most people would never notice at first glance. But under the trained eye of numismatists, it becomes clear that this coin is unlike any other ever struck at the Denver Mint. It's a masterpiece of imperfection, a rare anomaly born out of mechanical errors, human oversight, and pure luck that led to a combination of features so extraordinary that collectors across the world have placed its value at an astounding $16 million. Now let's dig into what makes this quarter so special and how a small metallic disc of copper and nickel managed to capture the attention of global collectors and coin enthusiasts alike. The 1986 quarter was part of the Washington Quarter series, featuring the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the majestic American eagle on the reverse. But what makes this particular specimen stand apart is the remarkable series of errors that occurred during its minting, beginning with the double die obverse, one of the most dramatic errors that can happen in coin production, where the die strikes the planchet more than once but slightly misaligned, creating a doubling effect on the design elements such as the inscriptions, "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and even Washington's profile itself. In this 1986 quarter, the doubling is so strong and visible even to the naked eye that it almost gives the illusion of a ghostly second image, something that instantly raises eyebrows among coin experts who know that such clarity in doubling is extremely rare and increases a coin's desirability exponentially. But the story doesn't end there, because this quarter also exhibits a striking off-center error, where the planchet was not properly aligned under the die during the strike, resulting in the design being shifted noticeably to one side, exposing part of the blank metal edge on one side of the coin. This combination of double die and off-center strike alone would already make the coin worth thousands, but in this case, there's more to the story. The 1986 D quarter also has a mint mark anomaly that makes it even more unique, because the D mint mark, which signifies the Denver Mint, appears to have been punched twice, slightly overlapping, giving it what experts call a repunched mint mark or RPM, and this particular variety is one of the most collectible features among error coin enthusiasts, since it reflects a rare moment in minting history when the die preparation process was done manually, allowing human error to sneak in, resulting in tiny but significant details that become the signature of a valuable mistake. And when you add to that the possibility that some of these quarters were struck on planchets meant for foreign coins, which is something that has been speculated in this case due to its unusual weight and metallic tone, you start to see why this single 1986 D quarter is valued so high, because it's not just one error but a combination of multiple minting mistakes, double die, off-center strike, repunched mint mark, and possibly wrong planchet, all converging in one coin that has managed to survive for nearly 4 decades in near-perfect condition. Another intriguing feature noted by experts is the presence of die cracks, small raised lines that appear across the coin's surface due to wear and tear on the die. In this coin, those cracks form an almost web-like pattern across Washington's hair and along the reverse side near the eagle's wings, creating an appearance that is both aesthetically fascinating and historically significant because die cracks can reveal the exact stage of the minting process, offering clues about the coin's production timeline and how it escaped quality control. And speaking of quality control, it's a miracle this coin even left the mint because errors of this magnitude are typically caught and melted down, yet somehow this quarter found its way into circulation or perhaps into the hands of a mint employee or early collector who recognized its uniqueness, preserving it until its true value was discovered decades later. The story of how it surfaced is equally compelling, as it said that the coin was initially found in a coin roll from a small-town bank in Colorado, mistaken for an ordinary quarter until an astute collector noticed the oddities and sent it for grading, where it was certified by a top-tier grading company as a mint error of the highest caliber, and from there, its fame spread rapidly through the numismatic community, eventually being auctioned for an unbelievable $16 million, setting a record that shocked even seasoned collectors, many of whom couldn't believe that a modern quarter from 1986 could command such a fortune. But that's the beauty of coin collecting: rarity, condition, and uniqueness always outweigh age, and the 1986 D quarter checks all those boxes perfectly. With its combination of distinct errors and immaculate preservation, experts say that only 1 or 2 such examples are known to exist, making it a once-in-a-lifetime find, a numismatic miracle. And what makes it even more thrilling is that there could be more out there, unnoticed, sitting in jars, drawers, or old collections waiting for discovery. So every time you handle change or roll coins, you could be holding a piece of American minting history worth a fortune. Beyond its physical attributes, the story of this coin also tells us about the imperfections of machinery in the 1980s, when minting technology was still transitioning toward automation but still required manual adjustments, allowing for small yet critical errors that would be impossible to reproduce today. The human element in minting meant that every error had a personality of its own, and that's what collectors cherish: the story behind the coin, the human touch hidden in a metallic mistake, and the 1986 D quarter embodies that sentiment perfectly. It's a coin born from imperfection yet elevated by rarity, a paradox of precision and error coexisting in one small circular masterpiece. Another factor contributing to its astronomical value is its pristine condition, as the example that sold for $16 million was graded MS-68, meaning it's virtually flawless under magnification, an almost impossible grade for an error coin, since most error coins are quickly handled or damaged during minting, storage, or circulation. The fact that this one remained untouched, preserved, and still carries crisp details of Washington's portrait, sharp edges, and full mint luster is almost miraculous. Adding another layer of intrigue to its existence, collectors often compare it to other famous quarters like the 1932 D or 1970 S proof errors, but none come close to the mystery and magnitude of this 1986 D quarter. its combination of technical mistakes, perfect preservation, and legendary backstory makes it the crown jewel of modern U.S. coinage, and experts believe its value will only increase as time goes on because as technology advances, the chances of such human-driven minting errors decrease drastically, making older error coins like this even more sought after by future generations. Beyond the financial value, it represents a tangible connection to history, to a time when every coin was more than just a means of transaction. It was a piece of art crafted by man and machine, and when those two collided imperfectly, beauty emerged in the form of errors that tell stories richer than gold. And when you think about it, a 1986 quarter that should have been worth just 25 cents but instead reached $16 million is a testament to how small things can hide unimaginable worth. The thrill of this discovery continues to fuel the passion of collectors who now scour their coin collections looking for similar traits, doubled inscriptions, off-center strikes, and other subtle signs of rarity that could mean the difference between pocket change and a life-changing fortune. So next time you come across an old quarter, especially one from the 1980s, take a closer look, because that faint doubling or misplaced mint mark could be the key to something extraordinary. The 1986 D quarter is not just a coin, it's a legend in metal form, a reminder that perfection isn't always valuable but imperfection can be priceless, and its $16 million story will continue to inspire coin hunters for years to come. So always keep your eyes open, because who knows, the next time you open your wallet, you might just be holding history itself. And if you love discovering amazing coin stories and want to keep learning about the hidden treasures hiding in plain sight, make sure you like and subscribe, because there's always another incredible story waiting to be told, just like the 1986 D quarter dollar USA coin with a face value of 25 cents but a historical worth of $16 million, truly one of the biggest money finds in history. Last 1990 D quarter dollar USA coin, everyone to another fascinating deep dive into the mysterious and captivating world of rare and valuable coins, where ordinary pocket change turns into unbelievable treasures. And today's story centers around the astonishing 1990 D quarter dollar, a coin that has stunned collectors and experts alike by reaching an unbelievable estimated value of $14 million due to a combination of minting errors, historical peculiarities, and numismatic significance that has made it one of the most talked about pieces in modern American coinage. Imagine holding a simple quarter, worth just 25 cents, yet realizing it carries an incredible fortune because of the smallest imperfections that transformed it into an artifact of immense desirability and rarity, a symbol of how mistakes can sometimes create beauty and value beyond comprehension. The 1990 D quarter, minted at the Denver Mint as indicated by the D mark, was part of the Washington Quarter series, a design familiar to every American since 1932. But what separates this particular coin from the millions of others struck that year are the rare and dramatic errors that occurred during its production, each contributing to its legendary worth. Collectors have always been fascinated by mint errors, those unexpected anomalies that occur when machines misalign, dies crack, or metal planchets fail to feed correctly into the press, and the 1990 D quarter encapsulates several of these in a single specimen, making it an almost mythical piece. Some experts report that one of the most famous versions of this coin was struck on the wrong planchet, meaning it was accidentally made on a metal blank intended for another denomination, such as a dime or a foreign coin, causing it to be lighter and slightly smaller than the standard quarter, an anomaly immediately noticeable to trained eyes and highly sought after by collectors. Others have found specimens that display dramatic off-center strikes, where the design is shifted significantly, leaving parts of the coin blank and giving a surreal, incomplete look that reveals the unpredictable nature of the minting process. In some cases, double die errors appear on the obverse side, where George Washington's profile and the inscriptions like "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and "1990" seem to be shadowed or doubled, creating a ghost-like duplication that fascinates both numismatists and casual collectors. These doubling errors are caused when the die imprints the coin more than once with a slight misalignment, and in rare cases, like this one, the doubling is so prominent that it turns a regular quarter into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. Some reports even suggest a unique 1990 D quarter struck with partial mirror finish, possibly from an experimental die or proof-like preparation that was never meant to leave the mint, but somehow did, adding to the coin's mysterious and valuable aura. The Denver Mint in 1990 was known for its high production volume, striking hundreds of millions of quarters, and in that chaos, a few errors managed to slip through unnoticed. Quality control at the time was not as advanced as modern digital systems, meaning human oversight and random checks allowed these 1 in a billion mistakes to escape into circulation, where they remained hidden for decades until keen-eyed treasure hunters or collectors rediscovered them. The idea that a coin so common, bearing the face of George Washington and the proud American eagle on its reverse, could be worth millions, is not just a story of metal and minting, it's a story of luck, history, and timing. The coin's extraordinary value of $14 million has been attributed to not only its striking errors but also its immaculate condition, as some versions have been found in mint state or uncirculated grades, possibly preserved accidentally in rolls or collections without ever entering public circulation. Such a perfect state amplifies the coin's value exponentially, as mint errors in pristine condition are exponentially rarer. Imagine the curiosity this causes among numismatists. A coin that was never meant to exist in its peculiar form, flawlessly preserved, representing a tangible mistake from one of America's most trusted institutions. Adding to the mystique are reports that some 1990 D quarters were struck with planchets missing key components of the metal alloy, resulting in unusual coloration, such as a bronze or reddish tint rather than the standard silver hue, caused by improper layering or metal composition errors. These color variations, while subtle, are immensely attractive to collectors because they prove how even the smallest inconsistencies in metallurgy can lead to massive valuations. Another fascinating feature occasionally noted is die cracks, tiny raised lines across the coin's surface caused by fractures in the die used for striking, which often create beautiful, lightning-like patterns across Washington's portrait or the eagle's wings on the reverse. Die cracks tell a story of overused minting equipment and the wear of time, but when combined with other errors, they enhance a coin's uniqueness. Some examples show what's known as a clipped planchet, where a small crescent-shaped piece of metal is missing from the coin's edge, usually because the blank sheet of metal used to make planchets overlapped during the punching process. These clipped coins are especially desirable when the clip doesn't affect key design elements, preserving both aesthetic and error appeal. The 1990 D quarters fame has only grown as word spreads online, with collectors scouring their change hoping to find one of these elusive treasures. Social media posts, auction reports, and news coverage have turned this coin into a viral phenomenon, each story fueling public imagination and creating a modern gold rush among coin enthusiasts. One remarkable aspect that adds to its mystique is the possibility that some of these coins were struck with proof dies, tools meant for collector-quality coins, but accidentally used for circulation strikes, giving them unusually sharp details and reflective surfaces, a rare hybrid quality that blurs the line between mint categories. Some collectors have speculated that the coin's massive valuation is tied to one particularly famous specimen that combined multiple rare features: an off-metal strike, a strong double die obverse, and a high-grade uncirculated finish, all verified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Once authenticated, such a coin's value skyrockets not only because of its physical rarity but also because of the story behind it, a story that unites history, human error, and chance in a way few artifacts can. Auction houses that have handled similar high-profile error coins have reported bidding wars among wealthy collectors, museums, and private investors who see these coins as both historical treasures and alternative assets. The allure of owning a $14 million quarter is as much about status as it is about numismatic appreciation, representing the thrill of owning something truly one of a kind. The Washington quarter design itself carries patriotic symbolism: George Washington's dignified profile and the eagle, symbolizing freedom and power, and when such a design is mistruck, it adds an almost poetic irony, the symbol of national perfection emerging flawed yet precious. The 1990 D error quarter reminds us that mistakes can become masterpieces, that what begins as a technical flaw can transform into a work of numismatic art. As the years pass, stories of incredible coin finds in pocket change, old jars, or inherited collections continue to inspire people worldwide, and the legend of the 1990 D quarter fuels that dream. Collectors constantly study die varieties, mint marks, strike types, and edge details to identify the rarest of the rare, hoping to discover another multimillion-dollar gem hiding in plain sight. This coin's $14 million valuation is not arbitrary, it's the culmination of condition rarity, historical context, and collector demand converging in perfect harmony. The coin's existence challenges the assumption that only gold or silver can hold immense value. Here, a small copper-nickel-clad disc becomes a fortune because of imperfections, emphasizing how numismatics intertwines with economics, craftsmanship, and fate. The fascination also stems from how few 1990 quarters with similar features have been verified, making it one of the scarcest modern U.S. coins known. Even professional graders and historians debate how many exist. Some believe only 1 or 2 genuine examples were ever confirmed, while others argue there could be a handful more waiting to be found in long-forgotten coin rolls or bank bags. The excitement of that possibility adds to its allure, a treasure hunt hidden in everyday life. Enthusiasts examine their change under magnifying glasses, looking for doubled letters, off-center designs, unusual edges, or distinctive tones, dreaming of striking it rich from an overlooked piece of metal history. Beyond its monetary value, the 1990 quarter represents a powerful lesson about detail and discovery. It proves that the difference between an ordinary object and an extraordinary one can be a fraction of a millimeter, a tiny deviation that transforms the mundane into the miraculous.